So Good Food for Good is all about good food for people who can afford and food for people who cannot. I started it because I found it hard to find good food for myself. When I used to be in Rush, there was nothing that I could buy from the shelves and feed my family. And For Good part was just something that I always had with me since my MBA years. Then I discovered Tom's, that if I ever do something, it would be for good. It would have a purpose. So with every product people buy, we donate to Me to Fight World Hunger.
Great. Can you tell us a bit more about your story starting your business and sort of how it came to be? Where did you first start your recipes and sort of the beginning phases of growth?
Sure. So as I mentioned a little bit before, it came from my need of getting something that I believe in but not finding it. So I started going out and seeing what's in the market. I couldn't find much that I would buy. So I started developing recipes, started with Indian, which is what my background is, so that's something that I knew. So I started developing Indian cooking sauces that were made with fresh, whole and organic ingredients and were also vegan. And then I branched into Mexican recipes because that's another food line that I love, and I saw there was nothing else in the market too that was clean and organic for people who like Mexican food. So I developed the recipes myself, and then I approached Toronto Food Business Incubator. Luckily, I was accepted there after a whole review of interviews and then business plan submission. And they helped me in terms of figuring out what should we do to increase the shelf life or to keep it fresh a little longer than what I would have done when I make it in my kitchen. So that was very helpful. They also helped me with commercial kitchens, so they had this facility where I could initially go and cook. So that was very helpful as a business starting out.
Great. So as far as your product, where did you start selling? Where was the first jar or first sauce sold?
It was November 13, 2013, I believe, at a farmer's market in Etobicoke, Montgomery's Inn. I still have the picture of the person who bought it. I never saw the person again. But yeah, so we started in farmer's market about 2 years ago, and that was the plan. The business plan was to test the product in the market before I actually go to the retailers. So that's the winter farmer's market, which is usually a slower season, which worked perfectly for us because when you're testing, we want to test slow and make changes and then react and then bring out the new product. So throughout the winter, we did the testing. Around June, July, we knew that the product has legs, the idea has legs, and people are liking it, they're accepting it. So we started developing new packaging that could go to retail stores. And then I think Big Carrots was probably my first store. Yeah.
And so how was that process?
So Big Carrots, I was lucky. I participated in a show called Rise Toronto. Big Carrots was the sponsor of that show. So I met Sarah from Big Carrot there, and she liked the product, so she's like, okay, I'll connect you with Mike, who's the buyer, and then we can see where you go from there. So then I took an appointment with Mike, went to him, showed him the product, he liked it, he ordered, and that's
Is it the same sort of story with other retailers?
Mostly, yeah. And it's like 9 out of 10 say yes, but it's never 100% yes. So
that's a pretty good return.
Yeah, it is, because it's a unique product, right? Most of the time when they say no, it's because they don't have shelf space in their fridges, or they don't think their consumer is looking for a multicultural product. And which is fine. I knew starting out it's a niche of a niche product. It's like multicultural, healthy, organic, mostly local. So there is a smaller market, but I would rather make good difference in places that are making a difference than no difference at all.
Is there any advice you would like to share as far as new food producers trying to get into retailers?
Totally. One, know what your points of differences are and how you stand against competitors. That's very, very important. I know most of the time small businesses start with an idea or a recipe that they have or they developed, and they just want to bring it out to the market. So know what it is when you're trying to reach the retailer, and start small. Learn from. So when I started, I went only to 3 retailers the first 6 months. I did not want to go any more than that because I wanted to see how does the ordering process work, whether I'll be able to have enough capacity to pull the orders, or how things work. So just scale small. I know we all have these dreams and desires of, I'll take this product out and it'll be fabulous in next month. Everything takes time, so just be persistent, be patient, and things happen.